Good afternoon and welcome to Inside Politics. My name is Iniobong Iwok. Now, with Fubara had the aim of in recent months, the political crisis between the executive arm of government in Rivers State, led by Governor Fubara, and faction within the state legislature, reportedly backed by the former governor Iniobong Iwok, has tested the resilience of the democratic institution in Rivers State. Now, with Fubara back at the realm of affairs, many are asking, what does this mean for governance in the state? What legal framework have been tested or potentially violated? And how will this power struggle affect the broader political dynamics ahead of 2027 general election and Nigerian democracy as a whole? To discuss this and many more, I am joined by a senior legal expert and constitutional lawyer, Ajibola, Oduwole, and citizen Matthew Kofi Okonu. He is a public affairs analyst and founder and president, Open Forum Initiative, all the way from Akwa Ibom. Good afternoon and welcome to the Inside Politics. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Ine. Good afternoon, viewers, and good afternoon to my colleague on the other side.
Okay. What is your take, Barrister? Of course, there was so much, a lot of people, Nigerians, were not happy when the president actually announced the suspension of Governor Fubara from office. But looking at now, Fubara is back after 6 months. Do you think that that warranted what actually happened? There was a political crisis that actually warranted the governor to be removed in the first place, or was it just a political move?
Thank you very much. Irrespective of whatever opinion we have, whatever side we find.
Hello, Barrister.
For me, at this time, it will be forward thinking and look ahead, and probably we should not look back, because on this forum I've answered this question before. So for me, I don't want us to really look back. Let us be forward.
Can you speak up? We are struggling to hear you. Can you speak up? Can you speak up a bit?
Like I said previously, I've answered this question on this channel before, and I want us to be forward thinking and not look back. And again, mistakes might have been made, errors might have been made. How do we guide against such mistakes or errors in future so that it doesn't repeat itself? The judgment of the Supreme Court before the declaration of state of emergency was very clear and explicit, that there was no form of governance in Rivers State, and whatever Governor Siminalayi Fubara did at that time, it doesn't have the backing of the legislature, it doesn't have the backing of the law. And for me, the coming back of Governor Fubara is very important. Whatever vultures might have been gathering, Governor Fubara, with his speech, has dispersed all those vultures and whoever wants to gain from the perceived crisis. So now it's the people of Rivers State have lost ground, and it's time for them to gain grounds and move ahead. And the honest truth is, as a chief executive, whether as a president or as a governor, these people sit on security, they get security briefings, some of which they even go to their graves with, which they will never share. So we don't know what security briefing the president got. And for Governor Fubara to come back and say he thanks the president, so The 6 months also must have been a very a period of deep reflection for Governor Siminalayi Fubara himself. So I want us to be forward thinking, to move on. And again, of course, there are still plethora of cases on the Rivers state of emergency in court. And of course, let's see what the courts will have to say one way or the other. That's my take.
I'm afraid that this what happened in Rivers State we could see a repeat of such in another state where the governor will be removed unceremoniously from office. Isn't this are you not worried? Many Nigerians are worried that such could repeat itself, and you could have that. If that happened, you could have a big implication for our democracy.
Well,
it's not something we should rejoice about, isn't it?
There is honestly there is nothing to rejoice about, whether in the declaration of a state of emergency or whether in the suspension of elected representatives of the people, be it the legislators, be it the governor or his deputy. There is nothing to rejoice about. But of course, the Constitution, through Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, has put up a legal framework for the declaration of a state of emergency, from the president declaring it, from it being gazetted, from going to the National Assembly to get their buy-in. And I feel if the National Assembly, if they do not get the National Assembly buy-in,
yes,
they might not have gone ahead. One thing I just mentioned as a person, when it comes to critical issue like this,
yes,
we should not be using voice votes.
Okay.
In established democracies, people know how their representative votes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
On virtually every issue. So somebody that voted to support the declaration of state of emergency, in 2 or 3 years' time might come out and criticize that action, simply maybe political alliances has changed or something. So on critical issue like this, let us know that Senator A voted this way, Senator B. For me, voice votes does not.
You are referring to the National Assembly approval of the president decision to suspend the Rivers State governor.
Very well, very well.
All right,
very well.
All right. Let me speak with our public affairs analyst all the way from Akwa Ibom. Citizen Kofi, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The barrister, I'll still come back to you, please. So, what is your take on what happened in Rivers? Fubara is now back in office.
Yes. What happened in Rivers? First of all, thank you for having me. And my greetings to Barrister Ajibola, Oduwole. What happened in Rivers State is a
Hello, are you there, citizen?
Clear departure from, like Barrister said. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you. The network was just but we can hear you clear now. Can continue.
What happened in Rivers State has nothing to do with the practice of democracy or the rule of law, having to do with the Constitution.
Yes.
Thank God you have a barrister here who has spoken. One, there are clear procedures for declaration of a state of emergency, and then what a state of emergency should entail. First, a state of emergency in a democracy that we practice does not give the president or even the governor the powers to suspend any democratically elected official, and we have precedents. Remember, the first attempt or attempted attempts, like people will say in street parlance, of pronouncing a proposal for a state of emergency was in Lagos State. I think in 2003 or thereabouts, when I think OPC had issues, somebody died along the line, and Obasanjo then said he was going to declare a state of emergency in Lagos State.
Yes.
Ajibola Tinubu, then as governor, and the then House of Assembly were very categorical that the president doesn't have such powers. And truly, Obasanjo did not attempt it under him.
Yes.
But Obasanjo went ahead to declare a state of emergency in Ekiti and I think Plateau states. And those governors went to court. And the Supreme Court says that the president has no such powers, and the governors were returned to office.
So
Jonathan,
for the sake of time, for the sake of
Yes.
time, so you think what have actually happened in Rivers State has a serious implication for our democracy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Very negative implication, because it was an illegality that was taken too far, and it got in the way. The National Assembly, like Barrister said, there is a clear voting pattern. There's no voice vote in a situation that you have to do with declaration of state of emergency. You have to vote. Individuals have to vote. That is the rule. 2, the president cannot declare a state of emergency until National Assembly approves. But this one was declared. Ibas appointed before National Assembly went to rubber stamp it. So, head or tail, there's no way this can be defended. And more so, there are about 40 cases in the court. And how those cases were not heard within the period also brings to question the role of judiciary in sustaining what we can call civil rule, not just even democracy. So there are a lot of things that have gone wrong, which this lifting of the state of emergency now will not cure until they are addressed.
All right. Looking at, we saw Fubara visit the president some days ago. He was in Abuja and he was happy. He thanked the president for the suspension. I actually said the president saved his job. Now he's back in office. There are rumors that part of the agreement was that he has to defer to the APC. He has to against 2027 so that he can be made the candidate of the ruling party or not. Do you think the Fubara will move to APC?
That question would have been unnecessary, but because we are addressing the public,
looking at what have happened in Rivers State so far,
yes.
What do you think will be the implication for all this for 2027 and then probably the governor moving to APC? Fubara move?
Yeah, Sim Fubara as a governor is helpless, and he has said so openly that his spirit has left government house. And after what was called peace deal, the question was, what are the terms of these peace deals? And what we hear, this speculated in public, had to do with the fact that he will not look for a second term, that he will not even front a candidate in the local government election, that the simplified movement is disbanded. In short, the man called Fubara would, going forward, be one of the worst things that can be called either puppet or anything, if that term is what applies. But then you go to Wike. Wike is very vocal. He was asked what the terms were. Hear what Wike said. He vowed not to disclose the details of the peace deal. And he said, I will allow you to speculate it. It's not my business. All I know is that peace has come. If you are not satisfied with that, there is nothing we can do. What's important is that peace has returned. Whatever things anybody says is not my business. You don't deal with the public. You don't deal with the people's mandate with this level of what we may call impunity.
So
in a democracy.
So what you're trying to say is that all this will probably analysts are saying that there will be gross implication for 2027, that probably the governor will defect to the APC. Do you think he's being forced to join the APC, or?
It's beyond being forced. I have said something you need to grasp, that based on what has been speculated as the terms of peace and what we saw,
yes,
that a sole administrator that was meant to spend 6 months came and conducted things, including election, even which INEC even faulted, that those people will last for 3 years. So there's nothing important about Fubara. What's important now about the people of Rivers State, how they can save their name for posterity, because Fubara is absolutely helpless. He can thank Wike, thank Mr. President as he has done, but that does not have to do with the mandate of the people and what should be a model for other states to follow. So 27 is neither here nor there. But if the people of Rivers or the PDP or anybody is able to pursue the case at the
Supreme Court,
up to the Supreme Court,
yes,
the truth is that that very exercise will be nullified like others, and that would mean that Rivers State
to set a precedent going forward. Yeah, I think that will set the precedent going forward.
Yeah, the 6 years, the 6 months that was lost will be given back to Fubara, and we are going to have Rivers State another election cycle.
All right.
Because that illegality.
All right. Let me speak with Barrister. Let me speak with Barrister Oduwole. Can anybody challenge? Hello, Barrister, are you there?
I'm with you.
So can anybody go to court today and challenge some of the decisions or policies taken by the sole administrator, Ibas, now is out of office? And are some of those laws or some of those decisions taken binding by law? For example, if he sworn in I think, head of service a day before he leave office. Can anybody go to court and challenge that? Some of those decisions or laws, some of those things he did, actions he took, the policies implemented, are they backed by law?
Yeah, thank you very much. When the sole administrator was appointed for Rivers State, the National Assembly automatically serves as the oversight, like the legislator for like the legislature for Rivers State during the period of the state of emergency.
Yes.
So for me, if Ibas derived his power from the presidential proclamation, and if the president is the appointer of Ibas and the National Assembly carries out the oversight. So for me, I've not seen the president raise eyebrow on any of Ibas' action, or I've not seen, and during the period of state of emergency, there were periods the National Assembly summoned Ibas, there were periods they asked questions from him regarding his tenure. So for me, that's a form of oversight. Okay. And anybody can go to court to challenge the actions taken by Ibas, whether on the legality or otherwise. It's the courtroom is an open market where anybody can go to challenge. But for me, it's not for me to sit here and pronounce on the legality or illegality
of what policies and actions while in office. All right, thank you very much, Barrister Oduwole. We'll take a short break now. When I come back, I'll speak with our man, BusinessDay correspondent in Rivers State. What is really going on? There was massive support for the governor when he assumed office. All right, I'm still watching Inside Politics on BusinessDay TV. We'll be discussing Governor Fubara's return and the implication for 2027 and Nigerian democracy. Joining me now is Kelechi, our BusinessDay correspondent in Rivers State. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
There was massive support for the governor when he arrived at the government house. And does this show the popular support for him? I mean, massive. He had massive people who were there at the government house. Does this show his popularity?
Yes, the Governor Siminalayi Fubara is about, some would say, one of the most popular politicians right now in Rivers State. his return to power was continuous for the people, the continuous celebration across the state for a lot of people. They were happy with his return due to his policy, his projects, his people-oriented projects and policies had endeared him to the people over time. So his return to power was like a return to the promise of better times for them, better governance for them. They will keep celebrating him until maybe 2027, but they will still celebrate him.
Many Nigerians are wondering if this peace process is going to last. I mean, will it be sustained? What are you hearing within the government house there? What are people saying? Will this peace process be sustained?
There is a lot of fears in the state that the peace process might not be sustained. In fact, some people are calling it the peace of the graveyard. They say the peace that have been arrived at
Interesting.
is actually the peace of the graveyard. Yes, that is the word they are using. One of the reasons why they are saying this is because before even the governor returned to office to government house,
yes,
the House of Assembly had already asked him to submit the list of commissioner nominees. A lot of people see this as being antagonistic to the governor. For them, why the hurry? Why the rush? Then another reason people are saying that it might be a piece of the graveyard is that the August 30 local government election actually handed power to persons that some people feel are on parallel lines to the government. They feel that those people will not be, amenable to working with the governor. All these have not been proved. Of course, it's early times for the state, but there are a lot of fears over these issues.
We said one of the agreement was that the governor should join the APC. We saw the governor visit the president yesterday or 2 days ago. And do you think the governor will move to the APC? What are you hearing around him?
The governor has not said anything about it. The FCT Minister was asked for his comments on this particular issue. He refused to make a comment. What happened, the nearest to this particular issue is that a day before the governor came back to power, the spokesman of a factional APC, that's the All Progressive Congress, is actually, some would say, in two factions in Rivers State right now. The spokesman of one of the factions, Darlington Woju, asked the governor to decamp to the APC upon his return. Now, the governor has not said anything about it. The PDP has not said anything about it. The APC, the other faction of the APC, has not said anything about it. Nobody else has said anything about it. But of course, the rumors are swirling around in Rivers State that the governor might return to the might go to the APC after this time. But there are no concrete evidence or pointers to this particular issue.
We can safely say APC has advantage with the local government. They are in control of about 20 local government in Rivers State. They have advantage ahead of 2027. They have the advantage now.
Yes, that might appear so, because APC won 20 local governments out of the 23 local governments in the last council election. But you must remember that the simplified movement, which is loyal to Siminalayi Fubara, did not actually participate in that election. The faction of the APC that is led by Nectar Beke did not also fully participate.
Thank you very much, Kelechi. Thank you very much for joining. Our time is up. We have to go now. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. All right. That's been Inside Policies for this week. My name is Iniobong Iwok. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch our previous editions and like whatever you say. Follow me on YouTube. Thank you. Good afternoon. Stay tuned to BDTV.
Some segments of